Hi everyone, it's Derek from the I Ready podcast here, and this is my reaction to the 3-0, yes 3-0 victory against Red Star Belgrade in Europa League last 16 leg 1 tonight. Fantastic result and performance, can't be more happy than that. That was just brilliant all round. Some shaky moments at times, obviously, some, I wouldn't say controversy, but we were living on the edge at times, but we got through the game, we got the 3 goals and we kept the 0 as well, and that you can't ask for much more than that. Puts us 1 foot in the quarter final. Still a very hard game to come next week, but if we play like that, we get the breaks as well. I have no reason why we're not going to get there, but one game at a time. We've got a lot of football still to play yet. But we made 2 changes from the Aberdeen game at the weekend. Barisic and Sakala out and Balogun and Lundstrom in. So we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Jack, Kamara, Lundstrom, Aribo, Kent and Morelos. On the subs bench we had McLaughlin, McCrory, Barisic, King, Ramsey, Sands, Lowry, Ahmad, Wright, Roof and Sakala. So, the first half, an absolute crazy first half that had everything bar a red card, and arguably there actually could have been a red card as well. Fortunately for us, it never happened. It was a really open game, played at high tempo, a good performance overall, but not great. We weren't retaining the ball enough, I didn't feel, in the first half, and the defence was giving me the fear from early on. Certainly none more so than on the 3rd minute when Red Star had the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled offside. It was lucky because our defending was absolutely shocking from it, but it was also a great finish. It was a bit of a strange one because the VAR check was on a player that didn't actually touch the ball initially. He then, in the second passage of play, got the ball and he scored from it. However, fortunately VAR for us ruled that he must have been too close to the ball and, in that case, interfering with play. So we kind of got off with one there. He was in an offside position when the ball initially got played in the first phase. In the second phase, obviously, it was onside, but certainly offside, so I'll take it. And then on the 8th minute, quick break by us, Kent gets the ball in the box. He lost the ball but was fouled just on the line. The referee was looking right at it and nothing given in the instance. The ball ended up going to Bassey, who got the ball to Jack, who cuts in, drops the shoulder and hits a shot wide. As the keeper was setting up for a goal kick, there was a VAR check. The referee wanted to see the screen, a lengthy check, and the referee gives us a penalty. So certainly it was a bit of a strange one as well. Certainly there was a kick. It was arguably soft, but a soft penalty is still a penalty, and I'll take that every day of the week. Up steps Tavernier, sends the keeper the wrong way and hits it high into the top right corner. I thought he was skying it, but when you looked at it back, it was a perfect penalty. Brilliant all round. So I might be wrong with this one, but I think that's the last 3 European games we've scored the opening goal from a penalty from a VAR check. So I might be wrong with that, but that's incredible stats if that's right anyway. And then, even more bizarrely, VAR was called into action again because in the 13th minute, Red Star again had the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled offside. It was a long ball played up. Bassey completely missed it. McGregor doesn't even dive again. I do not know what McGregor was playing at there. The player rounds McGregor and he slots it into the back of the net. Fortunately, there was a VAR check and it was ruled offside. It must have been, it wasn't even the guy who picked up the ball, I don't think. I think it was his teammate who was just behind him and his head was just off. So again, lucky at that. McGregor, I'm going to get to him in a minute, but this was the signs again. He's not diving. That would have been bread and butter to him, but I didn't understand that. However, throughout the game, he completely redeemed himself. However, if that wasn't bizarre enough, we scored 2 minutes later on the 15th minute and Morelos made it 2-0, and that's his 32nd Europa League goal. Incredible stats there. It was a corner in from the right, played short to the edge of the box. It was floated in, headed to the back by the Red Star defender where Morelos was, and he hits it off the ground through 2 players and the keeper and into the back of it. Fantastic from Morelos there. And then, once again, there was another bit of drama because on the 23rd minute there was a penalty given to Red Star and Jack given a yellow card. It looked soft, and rather bizarrely, there's not been any other replays. I think they showed 1 replay, and that was it. The other decisions, there's been plenty of replays. Really bizarre that. Don't know why. However, McGregor on the 24th minute dives the right way and saves it with one outstretched hand. What an unbelievable save from McGregor there. Completely redeemed himself from the earlier instant there. There was a VAR check from it. He was slightly off his line, I think, but the VAR ruled it that it was not to be retaken. So thankful for that, but what a save from McGregor. Arguably a moment of controversy though, if there wasn't enough already. On the 29th minute, Aribo was given a yellow card for a bad challenge. He was leading with his studs. It could have easily been a red. The ref at that point had been certainly fairly lenient towards the physical challenges, which is quite unusual for a European ref as well. So if that had been in Scotland, I would have been suspecting that would have been a red card. Couldn't have had any complaints if it was, to be honest. It was a bit reckless, but again, fortunately we got away with that one there. 41st minute, there was a stunning one-touch move starting with Kent and Bassey on the left side, driving it forward. Kent cuts inside, gets the ball back to Bassey, who passes to Kamara in the box, who has his back to goal. He turns and shoots, and it went just over the bar, so really unlucky that. 42nd minute, just after that chance there, Red Star down the left, a great cross into the box to find their attacker, getting through our defence. He slides in, makes contact, and McGregor makes a fairly easy save. It was a good move, arguably a bad miss. And then on the 45th minute, Morelos with a great snap shot on target from 25 yards out, but the keeper makes a good save. Really good effort from Morelos there. 5 minutes injury time, you would expect that because VAR was called into action obviously quite a few times there. And then on the 48th minute, Red Star had their final chance of the half. Lovely through ball to the player in plenty of space, gets a shot off from the left side, and McGregor with a great dive and save, but it was flagged offside again just offside though. So certainly delighted with the first half. Rode our luck a wee bit there. VAR helped us out again, but that's the reason why it's there, to pick up these things, so happy with that. Second half though, great second half performance. We largely controlled most of it. Last maybe 15 minutes, Red Star did come back into it after throwing about 4 or 5 attackers on. We had some more shaky defending in that period, but we weathered the storm and kept the 0. We put ourselves in a fantastic position on the 51st minute when we went 3-0 up with Balogun scoring. Tavernier with the corner from the right, Balogun with a towering header in the middle and into the bottom right corner. A fantastic execution, and Tavernier, he was outstanding tonight. Pretty much every cross he put in was pinpoint accurate to the place it should be going, causing a lot of danger all the time. It wasn't one of his off nights, it was certainly one of his on nights. He was fantastic tonight, easily man of the match for me anyway. Red Star had a chance on the 62nd minute and there was a long ball floated into the back post from the left. A lucky bounce finds their attacker who tries to shoot, but McGregor alert and dive down to make contact with the ball to put out for the corner. That's the type of thing that McGregor hasn't been doing for most of this season, but these European nights he just seems to click into action, and apart from that one chance earlier on in the game, he was spot on tonight with coming out for the ball. We had a chance just after that on the 64th minute. It was good play in the box, managed to thread a ball through to Morelos. He gets a shot off near to goal on the right, but no power in it, and it was saved by the keeper. We were really unlucky not to go 4-0 up on the 71st minute when Tavernier had a corner from the right to the far side. Golston with a powerful header, and it was cleared off the line by the head of the defender. Really unlucky that there. Red Star then went up the park on the 72nd minute and had a stunning shot from about 20 yards off the underside of the bar and eventually cleared. McGregor was beat, and that was proof that they were still dangerous going forwards, and our defence was potentially a wee bit shaky there. Red Star had put on a few substitutions at that point, and they were going for it. They had to go for it ultimately. 75th minute, Aribo and Jack came off, Sakala and Sands came on. Some bad defending on the 80th minute, was living dangerously at the back as well. We were a bit lucky with the ball really not just falling for Red Star. It all started from a bad crossfield pass from Sands to Bassey, and Bassey, rather than just letting the ball go out and letting them take a throw in, he tried to keep it in, but all he done was play it right to the attacker who got a quick break from that, and that's what caused all the issues. So no, the first time Bassey's done that, needs to wisen up to that kind of thing. Then bizarrely on the 85th minute, Red Star again with the ball in the back of the net, but was ruled offside. They had a shot from just outside the box. It was a great save from McGregor, but their player, who was offside from the initial move, he had put the ball into the back of the net. He was well offside this time, no doubts about it, so it was another good spot by the linesman there. And then this is a chance I hope we're not going to regret, because in the 89th minute it was a lovely free kick from Tavernier on the left to the back post. Goldson drifts in and completely misses it. He was completely unmarked and completely empty net he had to head into. It was a difficult one to take. I'm not going to blame him for it, but I just hope that's not going to come back to haunt us, because 3-0, they're still technically in it if they get an early goal. But if 4-0, I think that would have put the game completely to bed. So difficult to take, but as I said, I just hope we don't rue that one there. And then to round out the game, 91st minute, Sakala with a powerful shot saved by the keeper. So the game finished 3-0. Delighted. Another amazing European performance. I'm not counting my chickens yet, but all I want to say is, are we witnessing something special here? We said it last year, obviously, but we got to this stage last year and we kind of choked. Tonight we were, again, rode our luck a wee bit, lived off VAR a wee bit, but we taken the chances when we had them and we defended when we had to as well. So delighted. Another leg to play next week. Going to be a difficult game, especially in a hostile atmosphere, but we've played in hostile atmospheres before. We thrive in it. So let's just see what happens there. However, another difficult game to go into. Well, it shouldn't be difficult, but you know what happens in the Scottish leagues when teams come up against us, they put 10 behind the ball, and that's what happens. It's up to us to break it down, but we're playing Dundee away in the Scottish Cup, and that's a 4 o'clock kickoff, so it will be a difficult game, even though Dundee are absolute dug meat this season. But you know how every team raises their game, so I'll be back with a post-match after that game. Dave and I will hopefully be back with a main podcast next week at some point, hopefully before Thursday anyway, because otherwise we'll have like 5 games to cover. So as ever, if you want to check the rest of our stuff out, you can go to all the usual podcast outlets and our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com, or the social media channels as well. So enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.